Hi kids, I am Auntie Marianah, and today our story is about Carol the Cat, written by Roy Lourens. She says, "We almost got away with it." It wasn't an unusual Saturday afternoon. John was out with some friends playing a round of golf. Mary was hustling and bustling about the house, making sure everything was spick and span for the family coming for lunch the next day. Tiger was his usual self, getting in the way as Mary tried to tidy up.
"Oh, Tiger, get out from under my feet,"
Mary said, but that didn't make an impression on Tiger. He continued investigating everything Mary was doing. The kitchen smelt amazing. Pots were bubbling away on the stove, and there was a fat, juicy chicken in the oven.
"Get off the counter, Carol,"
Mary shouted from the dining room. All I was doing was checking what we were having for lunch tomorrow. We were going to get the leftovers, and I wanted to make sure I got the best bits before Tiger wolfed them all down. A few hours later, Mary had got all the food into the serving dishes, ready to be warmed up for tomorrow. The chicken was out of the oven and placed on the counter on the cooling rack. Wow, it looked delicious. Tiger agreed with me, and his mouth was drooling in anticipation of tomorrow's scraps. The telephone rang. Mary answered.
"What? You need me now? I'm in the middle of getting ready for the family gathering. Oh, okay. Give me a few minutes and I'll be there."
Mary rushed upstairs and did a quick clothing change, brushed her hair and put some lipstick on. She couldn't go out without her lipstick now, could she? She came downstairs and said to the two of us sitting at the front door,
"I've got to go to run an errand for Aunt Millie. It won't take long. Now, be good. You hear?"
And with that, she left us alone in the house. It seemed very quiet without her rushing about. She hadn't even left the radio on for us like she usually does. I took up my usual spot on the windowsill, looking out over the garden. Tiger took the opportunity to jump onto the sofa. Time stood still, and sitting there was rather boring. I thought I'd take a walk outside, but I was too lazy today. Tiger got up and wandered into the kitchen to have some water. I heard strange sounds coming from over there. I decided I had better go and investigate. When I came around the corner, Tiger was trying to climb up on the cabinet. My question, "What are you doing?" was a silly one, because on top of the counter was the chicken. Unlucky for Tiger, it was out of reach, and he couldn't get his heavy body up there. I had a bright idea. I could get onto the counter and push the chicken off. Then we could both eat it. The problem was, would we get away with it? Mary would skin us alive if she found out that we had eaten the chicken. But, oh, the smell was so wonderful. I jumped up and sniffed the chicken. I couldn't resist the temptation. I knew if I knocked it onto the ground, Tiger would eat most of it before I jumped down. So I had a few bites. Yum! So juicy! A few more bites. Tiger was going crazy down below, turning around in circles and barking. He tried to jump up onto the counter a few times, but only fell backwards. I decided that I had had enough to eat, and I pushed the chicken off the countertop. True to form, Tiger gulped a large chunk down and another chunk without even tasting them. He really was a messy eater. I jumped down and helped him with the scraps that were flying about. Now we had to hide the evidence. Tiger did his best with the bones and licked the floor as clean as possible. Just then we heard the front door open.
"Hello!"
Mary called. We rushed out to greet her. Tiger gave her a fatty chicken kiss.
"What have you done?"
she asked. Tiger sat there with a goofy grin, his tail wagging. I knew those wet kisses would get us into trouble one day. When Mary entered the kitchen, all we heard was,
"Oh, no!"
Tiger immediately went and hid under the sofa, leaving me in the middle of the room.
"Carol, what have you done? You must have pushed the chicken down. Tiger could never have gotten up on the counter. You're a very bad cat."
What about Tiger? He ate most of the chicken. But here I was in the dog box. Or was it the cat's corner? The two of us were not popular that evening when Mary had to start over again with a new chicken. By Sunday, all was forgiven, and we were given all the scraps from the table and then some. Well, we almost got away with it. What do you think? In our Bible, it says in Ephesians 4 verses 31 and 32, "Get rid of all bitterness, passion and anger. No more shouting or insults. No more hateful feelings of any sort. Instead, be kind and tender-hearted to one another, and forgive one another, as God has forgiven you and me through Christ." So kids, even though Mary was very angry with Carol and Tiger, she forgave them. God wants to forgive us all for the things we do wrong, but He does ask us to do something. That is, to forgive others who may have hurt us. It may not be easy, but with the help of Jesus Christ, we can do all things. Then, just like Carol and Tiger, we can join the celebration when Jesus returns. And now it is time for me, Auntie Marianah, until next time, to say goodbye.
This story is read by Marianah Lourens with permission from the series Carol the Cat, written by Robert Lourens and can be read on his blog, scribblelow.blogspot.com, or you can contact the author via email robert@highwinds.co.za for a free transcript.